All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Kaidilade India right here with us and BKO. So our next conversation. In Nigeria's ever-spinning political carousel, loyalty often takes a backseat to survival. That's the view of Dele Momodu, who weighed in on the wave of defection shaking the People's Democratic Party. Momodu described the shift, notably the movement of Delta State Governor Sheriff Obuori and his allies to the All Progressives Congress, APC, as a survival strategy rather than a sincere ideological conversion. The drama unfolded in Asaba, with cabinet members and council chairmen joining the governor in the jump. For many, it signals a deeper unraveling of the PDP structure, especially as more defections are rumoured to follow. As power recalibrates and alliances morph, one question lingers. What's fueling this migration? Belief, betrayal, or the instinct to survive? Okay, BKO, veteran journalist, politician, Dele Momodu said the defection is all about political survival. But talk to me. Do you agree with him?
But I can agree with him that political survival is a key factor. But where I disagree is where he said who amongst them has not been harassed by the FCC, Special Fraud Unit, ICPC and all that. Come on. So many of the people who have defected in the last few months have nothing to do with the FCC. Dele Momodu wants to give the impression that people are being forced to join the APC. People would take political decisions that they believe is best for them. And as we approach an election year, these things happen. You don't need to force people before they move away. When people left the PDP for the APC, and the APC eventually triumphed, they were not forced. They left on their own. They were not threatened with EFCC. In any case, they moved from the ruling party to an opposition party. So you cannot tie everybody with one brush. You cannot make sweeping statement like this and give the feeling that when people move in the manner that they are moving, it must be because they've been harassed, they've been intimidated. Who intimidated people to leave the PDP for APC in 2013, 2014? They felt that the PDP was a sinking ship and they needed to jump ship. And they left. And PDP set a record as the first ruling party in Nigeria where people walked out on a sitting president. It has never happened that members of a party, a ruling party, walked out on a sitting president. They walked out on Goodluck Jonathan because they felt, no, we had to leave this party. These are Bukola Sarakis of this world. Nobody. In any case, APC was not in charge of EFCC or ICPC. So people can move. They can move from a ruling party to an opposition party if they are convinced that the opposition party stands a good chance of doing well.
That's true.
In an election. When people move, don't simply dismiss it as, oh, they've been harassing them, it's because they've been harassing them. Okay. Who harassed Nedun Woko with TFCC? Who? And he was among the first to leave. Who harassed them with TFCC? Imasuen, the Labour Party senator from Edo State, we've been told now that he will soon is about to move. Was he also being harassed by the FCC? Come on. If people feel that, oh, the momentum is moving away from this political contraption, the Otoge revolution in Kano, in Lagos, in Kwara, saw people move in a wave from the ruling party to opposition. Were they harassed with EFCC to do that? To combust his argument, Ayo Fayose has been in court for more than maybe 7 years now. Has that led him to go and join the APC?
The ruling party.
The former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, one politician that I respect because he's like a one-party politician. He has refused to move from PDP, that is a founding father of. Did they not put him on trial, himself and his son?
His son.
Did they not put Sule Lamido on trial? Has Sule Lamido left the PDP for the APC? Come on. When people move in this manner, it is because they can sense that, their future is in that party. And it happens when key people, politics is an interest-driven game. Powerful people make political parties. When such powerful people take the decision to move to another party, their lieutenants will want to move with them. The local government chairman in Delta State, we've been told that they are going to move. House of Reps members, they are going to move. Some of them are already talking. It won't be because if we cannot get them to join us, let's intimidate them. That was his argument.
Okay.
The truth is, look, that argument can work for a number of people. But when people move in a wave, as we have seen, because hundreds of people have moved in the last 3-4 months. And some of them are Labour Party. Those Labour Party guys that are moving, were they harassed by EFCC? So you must admit that there is a movement. And it's because they can sense something. If some people are close to the president, for example, and those people who are close to the president, they are the big political decision makers.
Okay.
And they can see that inevitably those people will move. What politicians usually do is allow their lieutenants to first move, and then they, the big fish, will now come last. I expect Dele Momodu to know this. So I don't want to mention a big politician who is going. Kawu Sumaila, Kano South Senator, he has announced that he's going back to the APC. He used to be presidential liaison officer for President Buhari to the National Assembly. He's moving. He has no case with the EFCC. It has nothing to do with the EFCC. Nobody intimidated him. Nobody told him, if we don't move, we will use the EFCC. He has no case. He's not even, he's just a lawmaker.
That's true.
So their own problem in their area is different. Why he had to leave the NNPP. And it has to do with even the traditional, the crisis that they have. You know, some of them lost their chieftaincy titles when you decided to scrap the 2018, is it 2018 or 2019 chieftaincy law, and you created another law and brought back Muhammadu Sanusi. So for everybody who is living, there is a reason. And you cannot just say everything is because they are intimidating them. It's not because the president is popular. It's because they are.
Okay, Kaide, now looking at this, okay, because I need your opinion on this, but what do you think is attracting these politicians to the APC? Is it because they love the president or they love his leadership? What do you think? Or is it because of political survival?
I listened to the interview again and again. Reason is, like BKO mentioned, what I could conclude is that Bob D, that's Dele Momodu, spoke more as a PDP chieftain rather than the pen prophet that we know him to be, a good writer that we know him to be. I saw someone who is like, PDP can't just go completely down like this. We have to cry out. We have to speak out. That's what I could decode. some of the things he has said, for example, like he mentioned, I was looking at what is the problem with people accusing Bola Tinubu of having more followers or people coming into his party. This was a man who was just the only governor in AD as of 2023. When the election started, when we moved to the Fourth Republic, we had about 6 or 5, I think 6 from AD. And PDP extended their strongholds and took over the whole of Southwest, except Lagos. So if that man comes from one, and the number of states under APC is not even up to the 28. Go and check the record. 28 that PDP had as of 2003. So my question is, will Man City not want to win league over and over again? Will Arsenal not want to? I'm talking about what is the problem in becoming bigger and stronger? If you cannot fight well as an opposition, retrace your steps. How will a politician stay with a party that we don't even know who the national secretary is? We don't know who is relating with INEC. Some of these issues have not been resolved.
Yes.
And somebody is likely to get the ticket again, and the younger generation are saying, enough is enough. Have we won election with this person? These are key issues that PDP should look inward rather than blaming APC for becoming stronger. It is totally inconceivable.
But with massive defections,
excuse me, sir.
there are some people who
it is totally inconceivable to say an Okowa, the governor of Sheriff, will move to APC because they were intimidated.
Yeah, but for the part of
Sheriff have VFCC issue now? Even have immunity.
No, but for Ifeanyi Okowa, we know that he has a problem with the
Is he the only one who has left? Is he the only one who has left? So if you mention an Okowa,
yes.
How about the other people? Before then,
they said the
Delta Unity Group, hundreds of them defected. Those people, do they have EFCC issues? I said they cannot. You cannot. If it applies even to Okowa, the people we are talking about now, there are so many. So you can't say because it's Okowa.
And do you even expect Okowa to now be a standalone?
And I gave the example. If you were listening, I gave the example. Fayose, he has had this case with EFCC for about 7-8 years. Even when it was closed, though the case was getting to its end, EFCC said they had no confidence in the judge. They had to start the case de novo. Fayose, in spite of that, he didn't leave the PDP.
Okay, another part of this conversation is, with this massive defection, what is the implication for Nigeria's democracy? Because there are some who say that the APC, President Tinubu, is quietly turning Nigeria into a one-party state.
Is he the one turning the Nigeria to a one-party state?
That's the argument.
Is he the one? Did he put gun to people's heads to defect? Many of the people defected, does he know them? The people defecting from Labour Party and other places, does he know them? Do you know since when people had been defecting? Shortly after they won the election in 2023, some people had been defecting. Especially these Labour Party people. Is it Tinubu who went to them to say, oh, you must defect because I want to make Nigeria a one-party state? We have not even reached that point that you can say Nigeria is moving towards one-party state. When Kagame contests election, do you know what percentage he records in election?
Exactly.
Kagame will not accept anything less than 90% of the balloting. For him, go and check. Is that not
even the ANC when Mandela was starting? The percentage was quite more than what we have. What I'm saying in essence is,
let the opposition
build capacity.
Do what is right. Let them show leadership to their flock, to their members. If you fail to show leadership, the ruling party will seize the initiative. They will capitalize on your weakness. Let an article, for example, realize that the party was not designed for him to be his perpetual presidential candidate. Let him work with other people.
Okay.
Let him try to raise young leaders and put them under his wings and groom them and let them realize that, look, I can sacrifice anything for this party. We just have to win. I can tell you, even before the APC, when the formative months of the APC, there were disagreements. But they had to brush aside the disagreements and focus on the goal. This is what the opposition should do instead of playing childish politics. Politics is not simply about, oh, today there is a calamity somewhere. Let me go there and use the opportunity to abuse the ruling party. It is about strategy, not saber rattling. You must have the right strategy. You must understand our people. You must understand the political environment. If you do not show that level of understanding, you can't go far. You will just be making us and be granting interviews and saying things meaningless. So we are approaching an election year again. The opposition still has a chance. And I've said it before that they need to work together. But if they are selfish, they are reluctant to work together. Everybody wants to become president. There was a time Asiwaju wanted to become president, but he allowed Buhari to go. He gave him his chance. But all of these people that you are seeing talking about coalition and other things, they all want to be. And I can tell you, if anybody thinks that Obi will agree to be a deputy to anybody, will agree to be running mate to anyone, that person does not know what he's saying. Because he won't step down, having been
a presidential
candidate to a party that came third, that exceeded our expectations, a party that did well. Now come and be running mate or spare tire to someone else. He's not going to agree to that. And if he tries it, he will not get the kind of following, the kind of support that he got.
Simple. From
in 2023. People decided to support him because they felt this is our chance to win the presidency. Our son is in the race. We can see our blood on the ballot. And they supported him wholeheartedly. It can never be the same situation if he agrees to now become deputy to an Atiku, because that is what people are saying. Let him come and be deputy. He will not agree. Write it down that I said that today. And if he agrees, the outcome is extremely predictable. Yes. So this is the thing. Let them focus. It's all about the strategy. It's about the method. If your methods are working, you will see the reward. If you don't come up with the right method, the right tactics, honestly, it will be, how do the Bible describe it? A gnashing of teeth and this, you are a pastor.
Yes, gnashing of teeth.
You'll be gnashing of, is it pronounced as gnashing of teeth. Well, I used to call it gnashing. So that's what will happen.
Because you know, when I looked at the interview, I was like, see, it was a big blow, in fairness to how PDP received that story.
Yes.
You know, I could have even sworn that no, this is a PDP state and all those things. Forgetting all the indices. When you have 3 senators in a ruling party, now you are getting the main man, the main man.
Exactly.
I'm even talking about
and the former deputy, the former deputy, vice presidential candidate to Peter Obi.
And like you said, let's look at the political survivor. He's not likely to be the running mate in 2023, 2027, if Atiku gets the thing. So what about his political future? Is somebody thinking about it?
So with this, do you think it's the beginning of the end for PDP with this massive defection?
It depends. It depends on how
let's not
we can't predict that yet.
These are worrying times. But in politics, a lot can
change. The PDP should be worried.
Yes, should be really worried. If I were in PDP, I would be very worried. Because, look, if all of the big people, all of the big states, the states of the South, they are the richest. Akwa Ibom,
Rivers,
Delta, Rivers. In terms of revenue from the distributable revenue from the center, FAC. They collect the highest. These 3 states collect the highest. We all know that governors fund political parties from public funds, except they want to lie. We know it. They fund political parties with public funds. It's been happening, even during the Awolowo era. Even during the people, somewhere, even jailed because of it.
He was jailed.
Okay. So leave those ones. Leave those ones. Now, it's still nobody has found a way to stop it. If PDP does not have control of the
financial backers,
heavy hitters, the states that I can describe as heavy hitters financially, it bodes trouble for them, because Where are they going to find the money? Our politics is extremely expensive. Elections in Nigeria are a money affair.
Purchase of forms
It's extremely expensive. You spend billions, you won't even know. Now, to even become a senator now, you must spend in excess of ₦1 billion. To become a senator, it's a very expensive business.
It doesn't come cheap.
It's a very expensive business. So if the states that used to bankroll the election, they used to bring the big money for the election, if you lose those states,
should be worried.
Why shouldn't you be worried? You should be worried. Because how are you going to prosecute the election? And if we are thoroughly outspent, we know what will happen. The candidate of the Labour Party told us when they were saying, the election in Edo, he said, no, this thing was... it
was about the money spent.
Yes.
They outspent each other.
That is the person that was outspent is the one complaining. But it was for the highest bidder.
But with all of these defections, how does this boost the national election chances of the APC in 2027? With all of this defection from these states?
You see, like you said, might be too early. But if you want us to say, let's judge by what we see now, it's definitely going to be a landslide. You know, just for APC to now find
if the trend continues.
If the trend continues,
yes,
it will be like a walkover.
Walkover is
a walk in the park.
So basically, it's a case of what is going on. APC must also be extremely careful to manage all these big wigs. For example, Delta State, what is going to happen? People like Omar Agege did not want this man to come. This man did that. He said he was forced to come.
Yeah, so what can he do about it?
So it's just to tell you that
he doesn't hold the party.
But there was
exactly.
political rally.
No, just to buttress the point that this man wasn't forced. It's about his survival. It's about what is good for him.
A governor, a sitting governor, the resources are the behest of a sitting governor, especially in a very rich state like that,
Delta.
Oil-producing state. It's tremendous. You can't match him. You can't punch above your weight category. It's like a flyweight trying to confront a super heavyweight. The outcome is very predictable. Sure. Within seconds, you're on the canvas, and you may never beat the count. So, look, when he moves, when the governor of that stature moves into a party, the battle is lost. Because, look, it's a bit delegates this thing that they will do. The party at the national level, you see them aligning with the governor. How many times have you seen the party work against their own governor? You know? How many times? And if you do it, even when you take the risk to do that, a rival party will happily receive that governor, as it happened in Edo State, and we know the outcome.
Mikhail, just in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. The defection of a governor to another party, what does the Constitution say? For lawmakers when they defect, what does the Constitution say?
I'm not aware that the Constitution is against
Can a governor lose?
I'm not aware that the Constitution is against it. Anybody who says because I learned, was it about Baba Bodejo that said he should leave. He should show us where the law permits him. The law says he should.
So the Constitution was not clear about it?
No. The Constitution does not say as a governor, if you defect, you are going. No. I've not seen it. It's for lawmakers. And I guess that because of what happened during the First Republic, you know, the cross-carpeting, you know, on the floor of the National Assembly during the First Republic, almost set Nigeria ablaze. I guess to stop that kind of thing happening, they decided, but they didn't put governors in mind. And governors have always defected.
All right, it's a fine place for us to leave this. Very heated one. Thank you so much,
I can't believe the time is up.
Appreciate it. How time flies when we talk Nigeria. Mikhail,
when we talk defections.
Exactly. When we talk defections, how time flies. Thank you so much for having this, Mikhail.
Thanks.
And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday for the longer version of Journalist Hangout from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.